So what's really cool, and this is probably the best piece of advice I could give you if you're interested, by me never wavering and doing what people told me I needed to do back then, it allowed me to have what I have now.
I can't listen to anybody?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of it. Let me say it a different way that's more truthful, because that's just funny to say it. Don't listen to anybody when it feels terrible inside of you to listen to it. It seemed ridiculous to me to not talk to people the way I would talk to people when I would pump up my brother for like a basketball game. Like, why would I change just because that's there? That seemed too hard. I was just always thinking like, fuck, what if I meet people? Like, and you know, like, what if I meet people? Like, I never want to act.
Yeah, mask on, mask off.
Too tough to remember.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So, yeah, I think you listen to people. You got people around you that are smart. You got your parents, you got siblings, friends. Listening is fine, but if that shit doesn't feel good inside when you hear it, never waver.
Yeah, I remember he wanted me to go to this thing for Big Crit.
Yep.
I really did not want to go at all.
Yep.
But I went because I thought that since he wanted me to do it, that it would be good to do.
And how'd it feel?
And then my mom was like, Russell, this is your career. It is not anybody else's. You are not a puppet.
That's right.
And I was like, well, Nicki Minaj became famous being a puppet. Nicki Minaj like signed with some producing company or something, and they made her big by like changing her whole entire appearance and stuff.
Yeah, I think the question becomes, that's the narrative that you and I hear. How much of that is true or not?
I mean, she probably wasn't happy doing it, but I mean,
but we don't know. But maybe she did. Maybe like I'm always fascinated by that stuff, right? Like that's the perceived, like what's perceived versus reality is. I had a meeting today with an employee where I said, look, he said to me, one piece of advice, you're killing it, I love you as a CEO, like be more involved with VaynerMedia. And I said, you're being seduced by my content. I spend 90% of my time on VaynerMedia. It's just that most of my vlog can't show it because my meetings are confidential. Right? So like the reality of something is very different than a perception. You know, your perception is that Nicki was a puppet. My perception is maybe, but I don't know how those meetings went. Maybe they were just there to execute on what she wanted. Maybe she couldn't find anybody else that wanted to support where she wanted to go, and they were the infrastructure for, instead of she doing what they wanted to do. I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. What I know is that, much to your point, so you went to the crit thing or you did not?
I did.
Okay, good. So to me, the question becomes, in that scenario, actually, let's use your example. You got advice to do it. You got advice to not listen to it, or at least debate it for yourself because it is your career. Then you did it. If that happened to be the moment where something happened that was 10x SNL and was actually the thing that changed your career, the question would become, were you a puppet? Was it him? Was it him? And then you deciding for yourself, yeah, like it's interesting, right?
Yeah, I went for 2 hours and I only had a 7-second part, and it only took like 15 seconds to actually record that 7-second part.
Well, how many people are gonna see that 7 seconds?
And you know what else happens though? You'll like this one. The amount of things I do that are exactly the way you think about that don't work out. You know, your man says, but how many people are gonna see it? My team says, but how many people, or people say to me, but how many people see it? And the answer is, not as many as he thought. That happens every day. But the problem is the other side of things happen too. The amount of kids that thought about making Vines, Musical.lys, and Instagrams of a piece of content and then said, this is stupid, who's gonna care, and deleted it. But you posted it and it changed the trajectory of your career. That's the game. It's saying yes and realizing some shit's gonna work, some shit's not, but if you just keep saying yes, shit's gonna pop.
Yeah, that's what I did before, like before I got like really, really big, like before SNL and Katy Perry's video shoot and stuff. Like I just went to every possible available video shoot for anything I could. My mom was like, Russell, why are you doing this? That's taking too much time. It's not gonna ever make you go anywhere or anything. And then it was actually one of the videos that my mom told me I shouldn't have gone to because it was after school on a school day and I came home back really late. It was actually that video that Katy Perry actually found me in.
Yep.
It's like, okay, Mom, how do you feel?
Wrong. She feels wrong, my man. And let me tell you the biggest mistake people make once they hit it big the way you did. They stop doing the shit that got them there because they get fancy.
Shoot.
Doom. Another
You know?
area I want to.
Yeah, cause like,
It's just the truth. Do you know
but I
what?
don't think I could keep doing the same 3 moves in every video for the next 5 years.
I respect that.
Make it as a career.
That I respect, and I think that's smart. I think the question becomes, one, never getting high on your own supply, right? So you're big, but not really. I don't know. Let's go see how many of the 7.7 billion people on Earth know who the fuck you are. Right? So like one thing that people get confused on, especially your age demo on Instagram, like that is currency. Like you have more fucking followers than your entire school combined. You know what I mean? So like, you know, maybe or maybe not, but you know what I mean, right? Like it's, so I get why it's happening, but it still doesn't mean what I'm saying isn't right, which is like you're just starting. You got the big advantage over all of us. The one asset that matters more than anything is time.
Well, I mean, I'm young.
You've got it. So like you've got a lot of opportunity, like more than you could even wrap your head around. So I would just say, please be thoughtful about saying yes to things as often and as for long as possible.
That's what I did to get Katy Perry to find me. If I said no to that one video, she probably would have never found me.
And I think you've got 7, 12, 15 more of those in you, but if you only say yes to 43 things instead of 719, it's gonna be harder for that to manifest.
These are very specific numbers you were saying.
They come to me.
So another lane that he's really broaching is just like kind of like comedy and being a creative. So he's not. What's unique about him is, you know, you have a lot of dancers and, you know, they're dancing like super serious, but he has this brand where like he can dance with, like super serious if he wants to, but he has a brand of comedy that's into it. So he really kind of wants to either get into curating skits and even writing is something that you know. You know,
I've got a good piece of advice for you guys. You should continue to challenge. So you're a creative, interesting man. You need to keep tasting shit. Let me tell you what I mean by that. When I was listening to you talk, what inspired me, and I'm just listening to you, I'm like, okay, you know what this kid needs to do? He needs to do everything at least 3 times to see if he likes it. Like, you should paint. Like, you should, yep. Like when one is creative, it's only them not trying other creative avenues that stops them. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe, I mean, you're a fucking badass dancer. Maybe you're a better painter. You just might be. I feel like once you have the genetic DNA, you see where I'm going? You might, like, maybe LeBron would have been the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. Maybe, I don't know. But I know it's, you see where I'm going? Like, right? Like, I don't know. I know that when you have creativity, especially if I hear, you know, he's funny and he's thinking about writing, and if he's creating that framework because he's looking for other avenues for you to explore, that's one thing. If that's coming to you naturally out of curiosity, that then speaks to you better great, and you better, like, you should cook. You should try shit, because those creative juices, if you put them in the right outlet, it might have been boom over here. Something to think about.
Well, I was gonna say something.
All right, while you keep thinking, anything else? Because I know I gotta run a client thing.
Yeah, they gotta go too, so I mean, this was great.
Yeah, this was great, man.
Yeah, man, listen,
Appreciate it.
feel free to reach out, like I'm on the karma kick, right? Just give love, and like, you know, if it brings you guys value,
yeah.
great, go ahead.
Yeah, like, people like started knowing about me because, like, the way I dance was something that nobody's ever seen before.
And how did that happen?
Like, it just went along with my personality. Like, I always enjoyed making people laugh, so I always thought up of ways to make people laugh in different ways, just in case I got bored of the last way. And then it's just this one that hit people.
I like that.
They're like, hey, I'm tired of seeing all these serious dancers. Let's look at this funny guy.
I like that. Is there a question behind that, or is that a piece of data, like information?
Yeah, that's a piece of information. That's just what
cool.
I did to get people to recognize me.
Look,
I didn't even like try to get people to see me. I was like, hey, I'm gonna post a video for my friends to see, my friends to see.
I get it.
I started getting like views and views and views and views.
How much did that video get views? How many views did that video get?
I think I was gaining followers on the spot. I think in like 24 hours, it got like 45,000.
How many followers were you getting?
I got like 2K a day for like a month.
That's awesome. So good.
I mean, 45,000 was a lot to me, but I mean, right now, like 200,000 or 300,000 is a lot for me now.
I get it. It's good, my man. It's good.
Cool. Appreciate the time. Do you want to just hit you up through Mike or this?
Yeah. Or Mike can share my email with you guys too.
For sure. We appreciate the time, man.
My pleasure.
And just working with
Just
him
come
and
to
stuff
Atlanta
like that.
soon. It's pretty lit.
I was.
Get you lit. for sure.
Listen, I'm obsessed with Atlanta. I was with Russ last night.
Right.
I'm all about Atlanta actually. I actually was about to do a shoe event in Atlanta. I have a sneaker coming out with K-Swiss. I'm just trying to milk some time in New York. I'm running this company.
Atlanta presence or whatever, if you.
Yeah, we'll let you know. We'll let you know.
Mike knows what's up.
Cool.
Can I get us?
I do appreciate it as well.
Of course.
Very
All right.
generous.
Thank you.
Man.
Thank you guys. Love you, Boyd. Talk to you later.